Hello, 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 everybody. My name is Steve Ford, and welcome to Learn English Live, where I answer your questions to help you speak English fast. And we have a great question from Tiffany from Vietnam. So let's take a listen to her question.
Hello, Steve. This is Tiffany. I am Vietnamese originally and I'm living now in the US. I would like to know some secrets about learning English. Thank you so much.
So I'm going to go all the way from 5 to 1, 1 being the most important secret. So you stay tuned until the end. It is better to learn only from native English speakers. Really? So before we go into this, I want to say that I have 20 years experience teaching in Canada, Brazil, and France. I also started my YouTube channel in 2007, so I have been making YouTube videos teaching privately at the same time online for 15 years. So from my experience and from my research, here is what I found. If you're basic or pre-intermediate and you have a teacher who is a non-native speaker, but they are mostly bilingual and they're a qualified teacher, then that is a better choice. And I will tell you why. Because it's a lot easier for that teacher to translate into your language. They know what your weaknesses are because they also speak your language. They also know the cultural differences between the two languages. That's best case scenario. Of course, there are instances when it's better to have a teacher when you're at an advanced level who is a native speaker, a qualified native speaker, somebody who knows what they're talking about in terms of grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, and so on. And that's because you don't want to translate anymore. You want to start thinking in English because you're going to that next level with your English. So it's good to have both. In both situations, it can also be negative. What am I saying? I can give you examples of teachers who were not qualified to teach. They were teaching ESL to basic groups in Toronto, and they would point at this word here and ask everyone, all 30 of the people in the class, to say "suitcase." Suitcase. This is a true story. And everybody said suitcase. They thought that was the way to pronounce it. And then the next day, another teacher came in and said, "This is a suitcase." All the students, no. On the other hand, let's be fair, is that there are many schools that it's difficult because where they are located in the world to find qualified native speakers. So sometimes they will just hire any native speaker who does not have much grammar, does not have much knowledge of how to teach. And that can be a little dangerous too. If you're studying with that teacher at an advanced level, you ask a question, the teacher doesn't know the answer. "Teacher, what's the present perfect? What's the difference between the present perfect and the simple past?" I don't know. The second secret that a lot of people don't know, and by the way, in case you didn't know, I need your help. If you can like this video and leave a comment, it helps the YouTube algorithm so that other people can find this video on YouTube to help them with their English. So here's the next secret. If I just speak really fast, then native speakers will accept me and understand me as a native speaker. And that is false. And I'll tell you a true story where I was teaching a TOEFL class at night, and there was a student who wanted to come into the class, and he started talking to me at break time. "Hi, Steve. I just want to say that I really enjoyed the class, and I really want to study with you. It's good, right?" This kind of speaking is called faking fluency. It's when you try to pretend to talk like those native speakers in Hollywood movies when they're talking really fast. Doesn't work. Don't try to fake fluency. So speaking really fast, oh, English is an easy language. That's not going to work. I have many videos to show you how you can link words and phrases together so that you can speak English fast. So it's possible, but there is really no shortcut to it. Point number 3, my English must be perfect for people to understand me in the United States, Canada. That's not true. That's not true. Now, it was interesting because I had a conversation with a student this morning from France, and we were talking about how in different countries it's different. So for example, I was telling him when I was living in Paris for a year, working there, that I went to a restaurant and I asked for a French-Canadian poutine. And I said, je voudrais une poutine, s'il vous plaît. I would like a poutine, please. Quoi? What? I'm like, une poutine. Quoi? Une poutine? Quoi? Ah, poutine! That was my experience there. So I understand your worry that there are some countries where if you don't speak their language perfectly, they don't understand or they pretend to not understand. That doesn't happen here. Here in North America, the big cities especially, you can put 2 or 3 words together and they are going to understand what you are trying to say. Another secret is that you don't have to learn the phonetic alphabet to learn pronunciation. Wait, what? No, you don't have to learn the phonetic alphabet. And to be honest, I refuse to use it. I've tried to use it. I've tried using it in different books. And the phonetic alphabet has different sounds representing it in different books, different dictionaries. And let me tell you something. I've had a lot of students who have come to me and yeah, they know the phonetic alphabet, but can they use it? No. That's why they contacted me for pronunciation lessons. So I have developed my own way of using the alphabet you learned the first time in English, not the second phonetic alphabet. Learn 2 alphabets? One's enough. And so I'm going to give you an example. Let's take this word here. A lot of my students have difficulty saying this word. What do you think it is? If you said that it's variable, then you are correct. But how do you help people to remember that? Well, you write it like this. This is the loud part. Variable. Variable. And if you like mnemonic tricks, you can think of a bull. You also need to check your mouth position and your tongue position. Those are 2 things you can't forget. All immigrants and foreigners living in the United States and Canada speak good English. That is absolutely not true. And I'm going to tell you why. Well, the reason is that many of the communities that are around the city core, they are one nationality. And so people, they get in a community like that, living inside North America. And at their work, they only speak their native tongue. And when they go to the supermarket, they can speak their native tongue. Sometimes the signs are in their language. So these people don't have so much of a chance to speak English every day. I'll give you an example. I had a Brazilian student and he was living in Florida. He had been living in Florida for 3 years and he contacted me for English lessons. Okay, let's go. So after the 5th class with him, I asked him a question. I said, why are you studying English with me if you're living in the United States? He said, Steve, I'm going to be going back to Brazil in 2 months. And I would be so embarrassed to go back to my friends and show them that I can't speak English even after living and working in the United States for 3 years. This happens a lot more than you think. And with my experience, I've seen people that had 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years of living experience in the United States and Canada, and they still needed help with their English because of the reasons that I told you. There's one more reason, and that's that when a lot of people come here, you can speak English not perfectly and people will understand you. Will they correct you? If they're a nice person, they will, but many people don't have time. So that person who is speaking incorrectly is speaking incorrectly all the time, and it becomes a habit. A bad habit that many years, some of my students after asked me to help them to break, to speak English correctly. So that's a big secret that a lot of people don't know. And if you are still with me, I have some other secrets. I have some other secrets that a lot of people don't know about learning English. And I will be releasing that next week. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel and check back on my YouTube page. Even better, you can subscribe for free to quizzes and other bonus videos on my community. I'll put a link below that. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, everybody.